Welcome back, everyone. Now, The Apprentice has returned to our screens last night. Another business hopeful saw their dreams of being hired crumble, thank you, as they failed to impress Lord Sugar in the Cheesecake Challenge.
You're fired. Just wanted to say that.
Oh, fine, great, mind. On your own. Good luck.
See you later. Comedian Tom Allen is the host of the show You're Fired, where he dissects the candidates' mistakes with a panel of experts. Before we chat to him, let's take a look.
I admire you for admitting your mistakes, but there were simply too many mistakes, and so it is with regret, Paul, you're fired.
Fair enough, mate. Thank you very much.
You seem to take firing quite well. Now, when Lord Sugar fired you, you said, fair enough, mate. I don't see that very often. I mean, does that mean you're friends?
Oh, Bezzies, he keeps texting me. Chocolate, lol.
And Tom joined... I've been rehired, thank you.
You're hired.
And Tom joined us now. Hello, Tom.
Hello.
So good to see you.
Here.
I was just admiring all your beautiful suits. You always look so good on television.
Well, that's very kind of you to
Double-breasted today.
Oh,
very
yes,
nice.
I've gone with the DB.
DB,
just to hide some
You're
Christmas.
very lovely.
Christmas,
Not at all. You look beautiful.
Thanks, everybody.
The Apprentice, You're Fired.
Yes.
It's a lovely show. Did you always, like, when they pitched it to you, were you always a fan of The Apprentice? Was it always something you wanted to do when they pitched it to you? Or
yes, and what I like about The Apprentice is it's one of those shows, I think it still does this, where people sit around as a family or as housemates and they watch it together, largely just so they can comment on the people in it and sort of, you know, go, I could have done that. What are they doing? Oh, they're idiots. So I think it's a nice show like that because it brings people together. But doing the after show, we have a lot of fun on You're Fired, and we get to meet the candidates, obviously, and get to know them and show their human side.
I didn't realise they weren't allowed to have their telephones.
People don't realise.
I didn't know this.
It's an exclusive. It's an exclusive.
So that puts a lot more pressure on them. They can't just Google something.
They're not allowed to make it all totally fair. They can't do any research on the task around when they're actually doing the task. So it's very strictly controlled to make it fair between the teams and everything. So they can't just, like, we had one last week where the guy didn't know what TBSP stood for, which of course is tablespoon. But when you're under pressure, you go, I don't know what TBSP stands for. What does that mean? And normally we just Google everything.
The stress.
I know, the stress for them. It's terrible,
and then you've got a
isn't
group of people around you who probably don't want you to succeed that much.
Well, exactly. It's very competitive, and then it's being filmed, which, as we all know, makes everything much more stressful.
You've got Karen in the corner looking at you like this.
Yes, people shoving cameras in your face all the time. I can't even look at the right camera that's on me now. But that one. So it's very stressful for them. So we try and have a laugh and just sort of, show the human side, because I do think at least they have a go, those candidates.
The worst thing is you've got to perform by the end of it. You've got to perform. Can you kind of relate to that pressure of having to perform?
Alison, yeah, I mean, when I started, I was a stand-up for like 13 years before I did any television, but I used to find the pressure of doing stand-up, like I go to these clubs and, people just hated me. Because they'd be like these, really, quite aggressive, blokes on stag parties and stuff, sailors probably, and they'd all be there, and I'd come out and start talking about my mum's hostess trolley, and people would be absolutely furious. And so I had to sort of learn to deal with that pressure and find a way through.
No, but I think sometimes when well, obviously you're really good now, and I suppose you don't feel... Do you feel pressure still when you go out on tour?
I do a bit, because you want to do a good job,
yeah.
But, you try and... Someone told me once nerves are just the flip side of excitement, and I thought that's good advice, isn't it? That's good to try and see it in a positive way. But I do sometimes.
How long did it take you before you were comfortable on stage then? If you were going through these gigs where you would...
probably like 14, 15 years of it. Yeah. Probably. I still have an anxiety to do it well, but now I can enjoy it a bit more. But back then, I was...
Did you ever go through a period of, this is just too much hassle?
Yes, about 14 or 15 years, yeah. But I just kept doing it, and then, if you keep going with something, it usually turns out all right in the end.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. That's what I did.
So how does it make you feel when you get the royal seal of approval?
Well, I don't like to mention it.
HRA.
I don't like to mention it, really, but I did do the Raw Variety, sure. And apparently, I don't like to look at praise, obviously, but apparently their Royal Highnesses enjoyed it.
Well, no, he didn't just enjoy it, did he?
You've made a complete meal out of it now, but I suppose we should take a look at it.
Humility is my middle name.
Let's take a look, Tom.
I'm not a robot. I promise I'm not a robot. OK, we'll give you another chance. Try and read this joined-up handwriting. Oh, I promise I'm not a robot. Please give me one last chance. OK, one last chance. Click on the box that says, I'm not a robot. OK, I click on the box. I promise I'm not a robot. You know robots can't lie. I clicked on the box. Please now, can I come on your Toaster website? Now you can come on our Toaster website. You go on the Toaster website, though. The first thing that happens is a pop-up comes up. It's this woman called Geraldine. She's got a sharp blonde bob and a headset on. She goes, hi, how can I help you? Geraldine's a blooming robot!
Crying. He's crying.
Maybe he was just really sad. I don't know. Maybe I just made him very emotional. I don't know. But they were very nice.
What was that skit? What were you doing?
That's from my new show, actually. It's on tour at the moment.
Oh, hello.
Is it not on your yellow pages there, Dermot?
Tom's coming into completely.
I mean,
Continues until June.
Till June, yes, going on till June, yes, absolutely. And
did a little bit of a road test with HRH.
Yeah, well, you know, I had been doing a little. I've been on tour for a little while now, Dermot. But yes, that was very thrilling to do it for them, and they were very nice. They came around afterwards and said hello, and they were such lovely people.
It obviously resonated with him, didn't it?
Well, you know, we're all frustrated by technology, aren't we? It is very annoying. So I try and make light of the things that stress us all out.
What I love about you, because obviously we did Bake Off, Extra Slice together, and your communication with other people and the way you communicate with others is just so good. You're so good with just people randomly.
Oh, thank you.
You're so good.
I just like talking, really.
Yeah.
And I think since I've learned to talk, apparently, I just went up. I'd always liked talking to older women, apparently. I just was, from the age of about 3, would just love to go and talk to older ladies. And in fact, I'd often get lost in the supermarket deliberately. Just so I could hear my name called out on the tannoy, and also so I could talk to the people who work behind the customer service desk in the supermarket. So I don't know.
You're just interested in people.
Just interested in people.
I love that about you.
I mean, it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really nice.
Because I think we spend so long on our screens, scrolling and getting angry and, you know, worrying about things. And actually, when you talk to other people, you realise actually it's all right, isn't it? Everything's all right.
Do you love that for material for stand-up? Like, I read this lovely story about Larry Grayson where his parents had the only phone in the street.
Yeah.
And so people would come around and use their phone every day, pay his mum to use the phone, and he'd sit on the top of the stairs and just listen to women call their sons or husbands away. And that's where he got so much idea from, so much material from.
Yes, I suppose I probably used to elbow my way into my mum's coffee mornings and just, like, as a kid, just sit there and listen to them all talking about whatever personal problems they had going on. And I'd kind of just lap it up or probably jib in with my own advice on it. And I just sort of, I just kind of like that. I like kind of suburban normal life, really, even though, you know, maybe I dress a bit flamboyantly, but I'm actually very, very normal, very normal. My mother used to work in the Army and Navy, which was a department store, not the military.
Oh, a wonderful story she was.
You know what Dermot's in Bake Off?
Yes, you're doing the Stand Up to Cancer one, aren't you?
Have you got any advice for him?
Oh, do you know what a tablespoon is?
Yes.
Great. Are you good at cooking under pressure?
Yes.
Can you use a weighing scales?
I believe so.
I don't know if it's enough, but have you...
We'll muddle through.
You'll muddle through. I mean,
you did well in Bake Off.
Well, I was brilliant, you're right. But, no, I didn't. I was terrible. And I do all these things with baking and cooking shows and stuff, and I think I would know something. Got there and knew absolutely nothing. No. And it's very stressful when you've got Prue Leith staring at you. People don't realise she's very terrifying.
She is the most pressured out of all of them.
Well, you could get caught on one of those necklaces or something. And
The Apprentice, You're Fired. Let me read my yellow sheet. The Apprentice, You're Fired airs 10 p.m, BBC Two on Thursdays after The Apprentice.
Yes. Say it like you mean it, Dermot, not just like you... We're not in a meeting.
Oh, no, hang on, I'm going to sell this bit. And Tom's comedy store completely...
Yes, lovely. How long have you been a presenter for now?
Too long, but it's
too long. And people can apply if they want to be on the next series of The Apprentice. It is a great experience, I will say that. And they can go on the BBC website to do that. I'm looking down the barrel of the camera to say it. Go on the BBC website and apply to be on the next series of The Apprentice. That's how you do it, Dermot. You don't just read it off a piece of paper.
It's a lovely sell, that.
I'm a terrible guest, aren't I?
Tom.
Oh, thanks for having me.
No, you're the best
Thank you. And this lovely view you've got here. It's so beautiful.
Stunning.
I know, by the River Thames. Gosh,
Thank you so much for coming.
Place.
Thank you, Tom.
It's been all right.
Just a moment, we'll find out one of our viewers can outsmart Charles